Hi, this is Roland from PMI JCM Realty Group, where we manage properties from an asset management perspective. Today, what I want to talk to you about is a very important topic. And I tend to say all my topics are important. But when you are managing property, one of the activities that you're going to be doing for a lifetime, the life cycle of that property is maintenance, right? And so you have to understand how to manage your property, even if it's as a self-managed owner, how to manage that property where you can reduce your maintenance costs or keep the maintenance costs down to where you can make a reasonable profit every month, right? So today what I want to talk to you about are 5 ways to make rental property maintenance easier. Because the easier you make rental property maintenance for you, the better off you'll be, the less stress, the less headache, and the more money you'll get back, right? So while there isn't any fairy tale dust you can use to make your maintenance easy, um, there are ways and steps that you can take to help with that process, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you simplify your maintenance to-do list by having inspections. And so instead of going in there and trying to guess, what's wrong with the property, you're trying to figure out yourself, send a team in there that specializes in doing periodic inspections on the property. And they can tell you, pick out all of the activities that needs to be done to keep that property fully maintained. The names of these companies are beyond the scope um, of this video, beyond the scope of this article. However, if you reach out to me, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about those organizations. The reality is you don't have to do it yourself, and they have companies that just focus on that, and it would take lifetime off your plate so that you don't have to worry about doing the inspection yourself, and you'll get all the information you need. And then all you have to do is really prioritize the tasks that you need to complete to keep that property in the best shape possible. The next tip is to have clear definitions regarding tenant and landlord responsibilities. And this really should be defined in your lease. Any good lawyer that provides you a lease will be able to get that in there for you. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that the tenant understands whether they need to mow the lawn, whether they need to change the filter, and even go a step beyond that. There are programs out there you can put in place that would that would not entice is the wrong word, but that would facilitate the tenant, doing things like changing the filters. And so you want to make sure that you have as much in place to systematize what you're doing and what the tenant needs to do as well. And again, it's beyond the scope of this article, it's beyond the scope of this video, so I'm not going to get into the different ways you can systematize it. But that's definitely something that we can help you with. If you reach out to me directly, I'll be able to give you insight into how to make that easier, clarifying the definitions regarding tenant and landlord responsibilities, and putting systems in place to facilitate that for the tenants so that they don't miss out. The next is, make sure that you have a good relationship with your vendors, because it makes on-call easier. For me, I make sure that I actually have a team of vendors that I work with. I don't have a maintenance staff in-house. However, I have partnered with organizations that provide maintenance staff, and I can get maintenance teams on my properties at the snap of a finger because of those relationships. And you can have that those relationships too if you have the right vendor partners. And I can definitely give you insight into who you can work with, particularly in the Tampa metro area. if you reach out to me, like I said, is beyond the scope of this article and video to talk about who specifically those vendors are, but they are out there, and I would definitely share that with you if you reach out to me. And then, the fourth tip is to keep the seasonal maintenance calls. If let an AC go too long without those routine maintenance, it's going to cost you a lot more down the road. So you have to make sure not just the ACs, but all of the components that require regular maintenance before something breaks. Have those routine service checks in place. Me personally, I'm right now working to put a program together with an HVAC company so that they can come check my maintenance, check my HVAC systems yearly, right? At least once a year, even if there are no issues. And so that if there is an issue, they don't charge me for those service calls, right? So it's going to save me money in the long run. It's going to keep my AC healthy in the long run as well. And so make sure you keep those seasonal inspections beyond the routine inspections that we talked about you doing earlier. And then the last tip is, streamline your partnerships, right? And don't try to do it by yourself. Engage and work with an expert that has these relationships in place already. Why do it yourself? Why try to find the vendors yourself when you can leverage a team or a company that can do it for you at a reasonable cost? So you can partner with organizations like mine or other property management companies. Make sure that they know what they're doing. But if you partner with a property management company, that would be one of the best and the easiest ways for you to outsource that work, get that headache off your plate, so you can focus on higher revenue generating activities. And if handling the Tampa rental property maintenance to-do list is overwhelming, let us help. Connect with us and take that task off your plate, as I just stated. We continue to explore the rental property investment trends in the Tampa rental market. If this ROI-centered topic has interest, provides interest to you, sign up right now for our free webinar. We want to provide you more strategies on how to streamline your rental property portfolio for maximum growth. It's a conversation you're not going to want to miss. And we have other popular topics as well. We also want to talk to you about how to guarantee the rent even if the tenant doesn't pay. We can definitely help get you a better ROI on your investment, and we can teach you how to do that as well by showing you how to streamline your rental property portfolio. You can also find answers in our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group where you have like-minded investors who get together and talk about the issues that they're having and provide advice and guidance to each other. So click on a link provided in this article to connect with us and join our Facebook group. And as always, if you have any specific questions, you want more detailed and tailored advice, put a meeting on my calendar. I'm here to help, and I want to help in the best way I can. You can reach me directly at rcharles@PMI-JCM Realty. You can also reach me on my cell phone at 813-333-9617. And you can also go to my website for more information. Well, that's all I had, and thank you everyone for listening, and have a great day.